and just say, brilliant. Well, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for attending the Women Thrive Showcase. I'm so excited to have you all here for today's event. We have been preparing for this event for months, and for those of you who have been following us, you probably have seen that we have had hundreds of applicants applying for the Women Thrive Summit. Today, we will be showcasing 9 or 10 of our speakers from the upcoming Women Thrive Summit that is happening in March. Since 2020, we have had to pivot all of our live events and go virtual. So I'm excited that by going virtual and creating this digital platform to showcase our speakers, we have been able to reach global audience. Over the last 2 years, we reached more than 2,000 amazing audience and have hosted more than 50, 60, I think. No.
What about the CSD application?
Our office has handled that, so again, we have a new girl handle that.
My apologies.
What the application is, we can ask Melissa to give us a copy of it, which we can have it figured out. She has pretty simple.
Can I just ask everyone to please mute yourself, and if Carolina could assist us in muting people. My apologies about the sounds. Okay, let's begin. Who's ready for today's showcase? I'm excited. Today I have my amazing co-hosts, Elena and Shannon, who will be assisting today's proceeds for this event. Welcome to everyone who's joining, who we have here today. So just a quick shout out to Alexandra, Alicia, Amina, Bobby, Candice, Sherry, Claudia, Daniela, Denise, Dara, Eloho, Jan, Katerina, Kelly, Kristen, and Anitu, Nadine, Mary, Ramel, Taryn. Thank you all so much. What I'd love for you to see, I'd love to see your faces. So do make sure you open your cameras and that you are here fully present. Make sure you use your chat box feature to make sure you introduce yourself. Let us know where in the world you're joining from. Let us know what kind of business do you have, because this event is all about networking, connecting with other female entrepreneurs. And today you get to connect with other speakers who are joining from all around the world. Our platform and our community is all inclusive and global. That means we welcome every woman from every part of the world, no matter your religion, your background, your age, your belief system. We are here to support and empower women all around the world. I started the Women in Business community more than 5 years ago as a passion project to empower other females in business. I felt really alone on this journey in entrepreneurship because I didn't always have community and like-minded people in business on this journey, and I felt alone. So when we first started our events, I had this idea to start with one event in London, and this one event has turned out to become a global community. In the first year, we reached more than 100,000 followers, and since then it has just grown and grown. We hosted more than 15 amazing events, and as I said, in 2020, we were planning on going global and hosting events all across the world. Of course, unfortunately, pandemic hit and we had to pivot our live events into virtual ones. That is how the Women Thrive Summit has begun in 2020. And in just few short weeks, we had to pivot one of our first global events into virtual events, which was at the time pretty sad for us to cancel our first event, which was going to be Atlanta, US. But actually, it was a blessing in disguise. The blessing came to create an online community and to be able to connect other female entrepreneurs globally. The first summit was all live event for 5 days. We hosted 34 speakers and made a global impact to 2,000 women during the most difficult times of pandemic. And the following year, we expanded our events because we have seen how many women want to speak, how many women have a voice but don't have a platform to share their message. So over the years, I have been inspired by the amazing women we have featured on our platforms, by the amazing women I have been able to connect and to hear their stories and realize that there is a need for a platform like this where we, female entrepreneurs, business owners, women, mothers, carers, we can come together and unite on one mission. Our mission for the Women Thrive Summit is to empower every woman to have a voice, to have a platform, because I know what it's like not to have a voice and not to be empowered. So I hope today that you get to hear from our amazing speakers, connect with them. I do want you to use a chat box to introduce yourself, because you never know who you may meet on this journey. Do make sure as we introduce our speakers, you follow them, engage with them, and at the end, we have some special announcements. We will be sharing how you can actually still become part of the Women Thrive Summit. As I said, we have had hundreds of applicants, but there is a little surprise for you in store, how you may still be able to take the stage of the Women Thrive Summit in March. So do make sure you stay till the end, because this is a special announcement that you will not want to miss. We do have some special guests from my extended community who will be delivering something special today, and I'm just excited to have you all here and welcome. I wanted to share my own personal story before we begin. Well, it's not really my story. It's actually a story of my mom, because I believe we all started from our mothers, the women who brought us into this world, the women who have nurtured us. And for me, my mom has always been a big, big inspiration. She has been inspiration for me to not only to start my business, but to be strong. I have come from a family of women. My grandma had 6 sisters. My mom was the only daughter in the family, but I was always surrounded by really strong and empowering women. Originally, I am from Lithuania. So when I was just 14, 13 years old, we came to the United Kingdom, to London, where I started my journey there. I didn't speak much language. My family didn't speak English, and it was really difficult because we were all working in a low-paid jobs and trying to get by. We were renting a property in London, and it wasn't easy to start with. I started work at 13, 14 years old because I couldn't find school, and my journey began in figuring out who I was in this different country where I came from, different to Lithuania, where I was. And as we went on this journey, what really inspired about my mom is her strength to provide. And I know we as women, we work so hard to provide for our families. When I think I was about 17 years old, my sister got pregnant. And at the time, she wasn't with her partner-to-be anymore when she found out that she was pregnant. We were renting a property, and my mom saw that my sister was expecting a baby. And my mom said, we can no longer rent a property. I want us to buy a property. But at the time, we really didn't have money. We didn't have finances to do it. But my mom was really determined that she will provide for her family. And I remember one day my mom picking me up from my work, which I was working at a state agency, and we were driving to look at a property. At the time, I clearly remember that my mom only had the last £5 to put petrol in her car. But yet she was determined that she will buy a property before my niece was born. I remember going to this property, and we fell in love with it. The minute we stepped into this property, my mom said, we are buying this house. We're going to buy it. Me and my sister looked at her, and we believed in her 100% because we knew when my mom was setting her mind to something, no doubt she was going to achieve it. When we got home, she told my dad that we're buying this property. And my dad looked at her like she was completely crazy. He said, woman, you must have lost your mind because we certainly can't afford it. Well, my mom being my mom, she didn't listen to no naysayers. She didn't believe in any limitations. The fact that maybe we're on low income jobs. She didn't believe in the lies that people were telling her, the lies that our own mind tells us, that we can't achieve something. And that sheer determination to provide for her family and to get us out of rented accommodation and into our own home, she took it upon herself to do whatever it took to actually buy this property. So she went out her way. She made sure that she took loans. She put her properties up for as a deposit back in Lithuania, and she went all the way in. just a month before my niece was born, we moved into this property. And I remember it was a day after her birthday that we ended up purchasing this property. By the time my dad couldn't actually take it, that my mom was so strong and stood up for what she believed in, and he walked out. So it was just three of us left to welcome my niece into this world. And this story, I don't share it very much, and she doesn't share it apart from with friends, but this shared determination from having £5 in her pocket, the last £5 to put enough petrol to go and buy petrol to go to this property to see, and having that sheer determination, knowing that she, whatever happens, she will achieve her dream. Seeing my mom so strong and standing up for her family and doing whatever it takes has really inspired me in my life to not put any limitations on what we can achieve. And what I believe, that if you set your mind to something, if you believe there is something that you want in this life, you will achieve it. You will create it. And there are no limits to what we can achieve. Having spoken to hundreds of women over the last few weeks, over the last few years, I've seen the things that women have overcome, from losing their homes, from being in debt, from overcoming abusive relationships and coming out on the other side and building successful businesses. Every single woman has inspired me to keep persevering, even when going has been difficult, even when self-belief maybe wasn't there. So knowing that maybe you may not have role models within your own family, within your own circle, but you can always find role models within communities. And I hope that in today's event, you will feel inspired, motivated, moved, and you will be able to walk away with something that will push you towards achieving your goals and dreams. Because I know that we women are capable of amazing things. Even if you have the last £5 in your pocket, I know with the power of belief, perseverance, power of manifestation, being authentic, stepping into your power, I know you can achieve incredible things. So thank you for allowing me to share a story of my mother that I haven't actually shared publicly before. There is so much more to it, but I'm truly honored to have come from a family of women, and I believe that we can all carry torch for other women and build each other up. We don't need to tear each other down. We can build each other up and create a safe space where we can all share our stories and empower each other. So with that being said, I would love to welcome my amazing co-hosts, Elena and Shannon, to be part of the next segment of our event and introduce one of our first speakers.
I love your story, Ray. It's so inspiring, and just to be able to be here, the energy of these, just the small speaker showcases, you get off of them and you feel like you can take on the world, and that anything and everything is possible, which it is. So I cannot wait for the big summit. It's going to be so amazing. But for today, let's start out. You have a special guest speaker for us, which is Miss Chandra Howarton.
Let me just check.
Is she on yet?
Oh, there she is.
Wow.
Great timing.
Talk about power of manifestation. You say her name and bam, she's here.
I know, right? Everything happens in divine timing.
Wow. That was magical. I'm
That was
like,
so magical.
whew. Seriously, that was amazing.
Absolutely.
So we'll let Miss Shonda get settled.
Yeah.
And but we're so excited to hear from her, because I know she is a special guest speaker, along with all of the other summit speakers that we're going to hear from today. But Shonda, whenever you're ready, let us know, my dear.
I'll just do a quick introduction. So
Perfect.
Shonda is a truly special guest. We have connected through the Mr. Les Brown training program, and I have been so honored to cross paths with Miss Shonda Howarton, who is truly an inspirational speaker. She's a motivator. She has written several books, and I'm so excited that she will be able to share her story and testimony of her experiences. She lives in the United States and has two beautiful sons, and I'll let her share her story. But I am so excited to welcome our amazing special guest, Howerton. And in the meantime, if I could ask you all to just mute your microphones as you're coming in, if possible. And Shonda, are you ready to come and take the stage with us today?
I am. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited. Hey guys, oh my goodness, I see some familiar faces and some familiar names, and then my ray of sunshine, aka Ramonda. Hello, hi Shannon. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to be here. I am going to do what I am asked to do. I'm going to get somewhere and sit down after I do it too, y'all. I'm so happy to be here with you all. And so hello all the way from Richmond, Virginia, somewhere over there in the United States, right? Somewhere on the East Coast. We're supposed to be having snow, and it's like this much snow and the whole world is shut down over here. Hilarious, right? So funny. But it's not even enough snow to kick at. But nevertheless, I'm just glad that I have an opportunity to be with you all on today. Thank you for the invitation to be here. And I'm just going to get right to it. For you all that know me, you already know, just like put on your seatbelts, right? Just buckle up. It's going to take off. I'm going to go. Ramel's like, yes. Okay. All right. Let me brace myself. Okay. Let me do this. Listen. So here's the thing. You all are so amazing. Did you know that? You are so amazing. I know some of you I don't know, but guess what? Our creator made us. And so by my book, I know that he doesn't make junk. So that means you are pretty doggone amazing, right? So I want you to get that into your system. Can you put in the chat, I am amazing? Can you just do that for me? If something happens when we put those I ams in front of it, right? I am amazing. I am able. I am capable, baby. I am the bomb.com. Can I just say that? Listen, yes, you are all of those things. You are. And so I want to share with you very quickly today that, you know what? Show up like it matters. Show up like it matters because it does, right? Show up like it matters because it does. Yes, thebomb.com. I see you in the chat. Absolutely. And so I just want to share very quickly. So many stories come to mind, but how I met Ramonda is because there was a shift in my mind. I went from waiting for somebody else to give me power and permission to be who I was created to be. And then somewhere between the tears, the pain, y'all know how we do the ugly cry, right? The snotting and the almost rolling around on the floor, like literally, I just don't even know what else to do, right? Somewhere in between there, I heard a very small and gentle voice that says, how you show up matters. I was like, huh? I've been showing up. I've been doing, I'm a leader at church. I'm somebody's mama. I'm a wife. I'm a caregiver to my mama. What do you mean how I show up? I've been showing up. I'm everywhere. Sometimes I don't even have time for myself. Can anybody relate to that, right? Self-care is not just something cute. We say it is absolutely necessary, but a lot of times we don't find it. And so I didn't understand. I had to take a moment and kind of, you know, how you slam on brakes. That was my life, right? Wait a minute. What? What do you mean how I show up matters? And then I realized that I've been showing up, but I wasn't showing up like I was supposed to be there. I was walking the walk. I was talking the talk, but I won't walk in the walk. How about that? I was showing up. I was doing the right things, but in my heart, I did not believe that I was supposed to be there. I was still waiting for somebody else to give me permission. Isn't that crazy? But isn't that what we do like so many days, right? We're waiting for somebody, almost like Esther from the good book, right? We're waiting for somebody to stretch out the scepter and say, okay, you've got permission to come in and talk to me. You've got permission to be great. You've got permission to be who I called you to be. Well, guess what? Newsflash. Y'all not gonna believe this. Just the very fact that you woke up this morning means you got permission to be who you were created to be. Oh my, like if we were in church, I would say play the organ like right now. Okay. Listen, you have permission to be who you were created to be just that quickly because you woke up this morning. That's all the permission you need. Now, for me, it's afternoon. For you all, it may be evening, depending on where you are, right? But the simple fact that you keep waking up is all the permission that you need to be who you were created to be. And so here's the thing. We've been showing up, but now we've got to show up like it matters, right? And so what's the difference between showing up? I showed up today, right? Or showing up like it matters. Now, if y'all see me an hour ago, honey, you would have been like, who is this and why is she here? Hair was on top of my head. Honey, I had on my PJs. Can I just keep it real? Listen, I didn't look like I was showing up anywhere in an hour. My husband said, you got to be there. What time? I said, don't worry, just give me a minute. Watch this. He's like, it's like magic. I never know what's going to come out of that room, right? How do you do that so fast? I'm a mama. I don't have time for myself. So I learned how to do it quick, right? You learn how to spend on a dime. But guess what? If I had showed up the way I looked an hour ago, would you guys, you probably would have cut your cameras out, honey, went and got coffee or soda, a bite to eat. You would have checked out. But because I came in and I kind of put on a little lipstick for you and put on a little nice necklace, right? Because how I show up matters. And so that's the difference between showing up, yeah, I'm here, and showing up like it matters because it does. And so today and every day going forward, I want you to show up like it matters. Here's what that small voice told me. He says, if you show up like you're not supposed to be there, well, they're going to treat you like you're not supposed to be there. Ooh, what you say? But when you show up like you're supposed to be there, even if they don't like you, they're going to have to respect you, right? And respect your presence. How about that? And so they don't always have to like you, but they're going to have to respect you. Why? Because you're showing up like it matters, right? You're showing up with confidence. How do you show up with confidence? By preparing. You do the work before you get there, right? And even if you don't know how it's going to unfold, you still show up with confidence. When I popped on, I said, okay, I got a few minutes. I'm good. No, I had no time. But that's all right because I was prepared. And so I can show up with confidence, right? So no more are we just showing up, hoping for the best. Baby, you go in that room in the Zoom too, and you command let your presence speak for you, right? Show up like it matters because it does. And here's the thing, you are amazing. You are so amazing. And someone asked me yesterday on a Zoom, as it would be, right? I was on a Zoom because we never can stop learning, right? We're always supposed to be learning. And so yesterday I was on a 4-hour Zoom. Who has time for that? But I did yesterday because I wanted the information, right? Because how I show up matters. And I can't show up trying to encourage somebody who knows more than me. So I got to make sure that I'm the expert in the room, right? So I did the work. And so in that, someone connected with me. I don't know, me and my big mouth just answering questions, right? And so somebody in the audience that was a part of the class, they reached out to me in the Zoom and they said, hey, I see all your followers on Clubhouse. What do you do? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like every opportunity I get to go to the stage, I just show up and I try to add value, right? Because that was the other thing. Even if they don't respect me, here's what I've been commissioned to do this. I am going to show up and add so much value that when I'm not there, they're going to wish I was. You understand what I'm saying? How about that? I don't need the title anymore. I just need to go in and let them know that I'm here, right? How do they know that I'm here? By my presence, by how I show up and the value that I add. And if nobody ever says thank you, I'm going to leave them scratching their heads going, who was that again? Where is she? Is she coming back? And that's what you have to do, right? You make them miss you, honey. Make them miss you while you're gone. Let them eat their hearts out, trying to figure out where is Elo? Where is Kelly? Where's Lennox? Where's Denise? Where are they? Where's Bettina? Where's Shannon? Where is she? Listen, let them look for you, right? Because you've added so much value. And so he says, what do you do? And I'm thinking, you know what? I do try to add value every opportunity that I get, but more I said, here's the funny thing. I just keep showing up as me. I said, I know that sounds crazy and it's really silly, right? But I just keep showing up as me. I am a little hood. I'm a little holy. I laugh all the time, but I can be very serious when I need to be, right? I know how to cut it on. I know how to cut it off. Hey, boom, shakalaka. This is just, I am so corny, y'all, but this is me. This is me. And everybody that's assigned to my voice, they will appreciate me. And everybody that's not, well, to the left, they'll find somebody else's voice that they are assigned to, right? No more pretending, no more acting like I'm just going to be the best version of me that I can be. And so today, I just want to encourage you as you are on your journey, finding your way, creating your way. Hello, somebody, stop asking for permission as you are creating your way, right? Something happens when when your mind shifts. I live in the same house. I'm married to the same man, 17 years, honey. Ain't nothing new happening there, right? I got the same kids, I do have a new dog. That's the only new thing, right? I got the same cars that's waiting on the mechanic, even right now as we speak, right? Ain't nothing, and I know that's bad English, right? But sometimes that's good preaching and good teaching, right? Ain't nothing new going on in my life except for the dog. So what changed? My circumstances are the same, but it's when I decided to take back my power, stop asking for permission to be great. And I started showing up in spaces like I was meant to be there. My whole life changed. My whole life changed, right? I still got the same neighbors, honey. Their dog still barks and wakes me up early in the morning. Ain't nothing new yet. I don't have a big house in the suburbs. Well, I am in the suburbs, but you know what I mean? Like nothing changed, right? Still the same old Shonda. But when my mind shifted, my whole world and the world of opportunities presented themselves, and they were already right there. I just didn't know it because I didn't believe in who I was. And so now I'm showing up on the inside the way that I've been pretending to show up on the outside, right? And so today I'm going to take my seat. I just want you to know, show up like it matters because it does. Don't just show up on the outside, but show up on the inside, knowing how amazing you are, knowing how powerful you are, knowing that what you are the bomb.com because you are. Our creator don't create mess. He doesn't make junk, right? So you must be something amazing because you keep waking up day after day. Go on, girl, go and get your power and show up like it matters because it does. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. I love that. I love that so much.
Well, what I'd love for you all to do is unmute your microphones and just give Shonda a clap.
Amazing. RESPECT.
You know what? This needs a pom-pom is what this needs.
Yeah. Oh, I have
I'll
one
show
too.
you off.
I can't find it. Yes. Oh, I love that. Yes, Denise. Yes, that's my girl. I love it. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, Shonda, thank you. You're just such a bright, shining light where you come in with your voice, with your energy and truly inspirational, motivational talks. I would love to find out, how can people get in touch with you? Because I know you're doing a lot of things on Clubhouse and social media and just, you know, the things that you're doing. So before we hand it over to amazing co-hosts, just give us a few seconds to let us know where people can find you and what do you actually do? How do you?
Oh my gosh, what do I do? First of all, Denise, I am a cheerleader by trade. That's what I do. That's my nature. I am the biggest cheerleader you'll ever have. That's what I do, right? I want to see you win in every area of your life. And so I am in these Clubhouse streets, as they say, right? I am in Clubhouse, honey, Monday through Friday. Don't ask me why, right? I found my tribe in Clubhouse. And so I am there at 6:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever time that is for you, right? And I'm there Monday through Friday, encouraging people to be great. Go do what God said do. Listen, get out of your own head and get out of your own way. So you can find me in Clubhouse there. I'm also on social media, Shonda J. Howerton, Shonda Howarton, Position with a Purpose. I'm working on rebranding myself, so I only have one place to send you. But because I do so many things, I connect with different communities that way, but I am there. And you can also find me online at Shonda Joy. I think it's ShondaJoy.com. Isn't that a shame? ShondaJoy.com. Listen, just listen out for this big mouth. You'll find me. I'm in those streets, right? You'll hear me. And I hope to connect with you all. Thank you so much. And keep being great, guys. Don't listen to the naysayers. They just mad because you're walking in your purpose and they're not. I'm just saying, I'm going to mute my mic. Love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Shonda. Appreciate you so much. And it has been such a pleasure to have you here. I see the chat just blowing up for you. So I hope you get a few seconds to read everybody's messages and stick around. Thank you so much, Shonda. And what I will do is hand it over to our amazing co-host now to make introduction of our first speaker.
Wow, that was amazing. Elena,
Love it.
what was your takeaway?
It was so powerful, but you know what, the words she said is connected to me so much, because it is so true. The words we say after the words I am, when we're quiet, when no one's watching, it really defines our destiny. It really defines how we step into the room, what space we take or we don't take. And it's so powerful, doing it with intention and really carefully choosing those words we say to ourselves, like, I am unstoppable. And that's the power, that's the energy we bring. I just adore it. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Yes, thank you. Another big heart shout out, applause to Miss Shonda. Wow, what a way to kick it off, right? So excited for this next speaker. She is part of the summit. And Miss Dara Singh, are you here? We're super excited to hear from you.
Yeah, hi, Shannon, I'm here. Hi, Elena.
Hi. So excited to hear from you. So we'll just hand it on over and give us your story.
Sure. So let me ask you guys this. Have you ever felt like an outsider peering in? Have you ever felt somewhere in your life you just truly didn't belong? Growing up, that was kind of my story. I used to watch the shows on Disney Channel and I used to wonder, well, why don't I have the girl groups you see on TV? Why do I feel like such a misfit? It wasn't until I began my own career path into finance and then deciding what my own truth was, taking risks and becoming a journalist after realizing, it seems I can only connect to people one-on-one rather than in group setting. What's the purpose behind this? Why do I always feel so left out? And then when I went into journalism, the more I started interviewing people one-on-one, the more I realized, my ability to connect with people one-on-one rather than in a group setting or clique is actually my superpower. It's due to this ability for seeing people's life stories on a bird's eye perspective and unlocking their gems that's become part of my larger purpose. And that I truly believe at the end of the day, our stories are very interconnected with our purpose and our niche, and that the answers to our niche are truly within our life experiences. So in short, this is what I do now. I get to know people deeply on a one-on-one level, and I study their life stories, connect the dots, and unlock their purpose and unlock their niche. Because I think we all have something to offer.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. How amazing. And it's so powerful because sometimes we think like we don't have stories to tell. We think, well, actually, my life is not significant. And I just love what you do so much. And I love your business. It's so powerful because it's helping us see what actually is there, devolve, because every experience we had is leading us to a point in life. This is there for a reason. So it's just beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We always think our story needs to be this amazing story of traveling X countries, of like doing X, Y, and Z, but sometimes the story you should be telling is literally the one that has shaped you. It could be an everyday story as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So amazing. Thank you so much, Dara. We are going to move on so we don't get behind. Our next speaker is Jennifer. And Miss Jennifer, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your last name. It's A-U-B-E, Ob. Is that correct?
Oh, I think we may actually not have Jennifer today. I can't see her yet.
Oh my goodness.
We might have to move over to Natasha. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. So Natasha, if you are here, pop on, Miss Natasha.
I am here.
Yay, welcome, welcome. And if you could also say your name, just so I get it correct.
Oh,
and
right, so we don't butcher it.
I mean, people butcher my last name all the time, so I'm used to it. So I'm very respectful of that. So go ahead and give us a little intro, give us your story. We're all super excited to hear.
Thank you. I never get offended when somebody does not get my last name right. It is Natasha Ickes Saman. I say, if you can find the Ickes, you can find me on every platform because I'm the only one. But just to share a brief bit about my story. So essentially, I'm from the Bay Area, grew up in Oakland, California. And I really feel like growing up, in large part, I was defined by this sense of longing for my mom, right? I always desperately wanted this relationship that I just didn't have. And being young and not really having the maturity and experience to come at it from a more positive place, I struggled a lot with depression and low self-esteem. So at 9 years old, I attempted to take my own life. And then fast forward at 15, and at that point, you're throwing in there all types of different things, right? Including a sexual assault and dropping out of high school and just really being too stuck in my story and not being able to step out of that and look at it from the bigger picture. And so my next few years after my second suicide attempt were spent homeless and addicted, sleeping on buses and in coffee shops. And then I had this wake up moment. I ended up getting pregnant and I was like, I have two choices here. I can either keep barreling down the wrong path or I can choose to change my life. And when I had that light bulb moment that literally my life will change if I change it, everything was transformed. I enrolled in cosmetology school while I was pregnant. I opened my own salon within a few years. I was making well over 6 figures. And then I went out into the community and started giving back, doing free haircuts for the homeless all throughout the Bay Area. And then everything's going well, right? I'm sober. I have several children with my husband of almost a decade. And then COVID happens. And it's this big global timeout where a lot of us had a moment to really reevaluate our life path. Are we doing what aligns with our purpose? Are we doing what we were put on this earth to do? And while I love my salon, I felt like something was missing. And so just to wrap it up, I decided to write a book. And sometimes we download these things in our spirit. And for me, I'm pretty spiritual. I'm like, God, are you sure I'm supposed to write a book? I don't know about that. And I just followed it and I did it and it won an award and it became a bestseller. And it literally led to me traveling the world. I'll be speaking at a TEDx conference in April. I'll be speaking in Paris in March. And it has been life-changing. And what I learned from that is that God or the universe or ourselves, whatever you're connected to, if something is put into your spirit, you follow it. And don't get caught up on the how, because we talk ourselves out of our destiny. If you feel like you're meant to do something, take that first step and all the next steps will transform and unfold in front of you. So I'm excited to be surrounded by so many phenomenal women. I'm excited for the summit and I am honored to be here.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much. I mean, how amazing. What a beautiful story. Incredible. But I think your message is, you're right. We sometimes forget to listen to that voice inside us, isn't it? That says, you meant to do this. You meant to write this book. And it's such
Everybody has a purpose.
Just beautiful thing to actually listen to, shut all the noise out and listen to that guidance. Oh, cannot wait for your talk during the summit.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Amazing. It just keeps getting better and better. So our next speaker is Miss Kelly Bentley. Kelly, are you here? Woo! Say hi.
Hi, guys.
There she is. Hi. So good to see you again. So excited to hear your story. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and give this audience, these women, a taste of what you do.
Okay, awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm so impressed with how many people we've got come in from all over the world. It's just really very cool, and a very big shout out to Ray for having us all here and bring us all together. So I wanted to ask a question. I wanted to ask if you've ever been winded, gasping for air, eyes watering, your body's numb, your body's in total shock. at the immediate loss of oxygen. That's what I felt the day that I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. And it was 12 months after I'd quit corporate to go on my own. I clearly remember the day. It was my 35th birthday. I'd been thrown a surprise party and my family had come to see me. And quite frankly, I felt on top of the world. But it was also 11 months and 28 days. Yes, 2 days later, we got the news of my mum's double cancer. And the 12-hour days in the hospital started for 8 weeks. 9 months after I was told I had cervical cancer, I counted down, before I was told I had cervical cancer, I counted down her pulse, and she died in my arms. We dug her grave as a family and we buried her on the farm. A week later, my beloved friend, she died. And 3 weeks after that, I was admitted to high care for getting a severe strain of malaria, which I'd gotten from her funeral. 2 weeks after that, my grandfather passed away and I couldn't go to his funeral because I was in hospital. Then COVID hit, and that very brave move I'd made to start my own business was completely thrown out the window because South Africa went into the strictest lockdown globally. Literally, I think for 4 weeks, there was not one car on the road in Johannesburg, which I don't think will ever happen again. But it meant that my whole business had been delayed. And it meant that I hadn't been able to start and my savings were starting to run out. And then I was diagnosed with cervical cancer 9 months after my mum had passed. And I was told by the medical insurance that which I changed to make sure, international medical insurance, to make sure that I would be covered given my mom's cancer. And I was told that they wouldn't cover it because it was a pre-existing condition. I was told 3 times more that the cancer that I had was more invasive than was previously thought. I realized that medical negligence was why I was in the position I was, because the person who was treating me was more worried about being sued than my survival. The realization dawned that I might not be able to have children, but most importantly of all, they were going to operate on me, and they were going to conduct a surgery that had never been done in Africa. I was the first. So winded is the only description that I have. Gasping for air, eyes watering, body numb. And why me? I'm one of those A-type personalities that's like super organized, and all my little duckies wear uniform and they don't walk in a row, they march in a row, mostly because my ego and my pride never want me to be a burden. I left Africa at the age of 18 with 500 quid in my pocket. And I never came back. I came back 8 years later. So independence is pretty much an understatement. But it doesn't matter how organized you are. Life still happens, and very often it'll put you on your ass. Did you know that the Chinese word for crisis, when written out, comprises of 2 symbols? The one means danger and the one means opportunity. Quite frankly, and something that I learned with firsthand experience, is to overcome a crisis, you have to look it in the eye and you have to remove its power. You have to take responsibility for it and you have to accept it. It's your crisis. It doesn't matter how ugly it is. And as much as you don't want its potential, don't want it, the potential it has to teach you and the power that it can unleash is far superior to anything that you will experience in day-to-day living. It's something that drives you from victim to victor. It's a mindset shift. that we need to engage. Embracing disruption, looking danger in the eye, and letting go of our pride. It's basically how we level up. It's how we start the businesses that we never have the courage to start if the normal day-to-day continues. It's how we build resilience. It's how we overcome fear. It's how we get out of situations and get away from people who don't serve us. And it's how we build ourselves up when we just feel like there is absolutely no more to give. Gasping for air, eyes watering, body numb. After this showcase, what I'd love you all to do is to give some thought to your own crisis, something you may be experiencing, and don't compare it to anyone else, because quite frankly, it's all relative. It's relative to you in that time and in that moment. And I want you to make a choice. I want you to plan a turnaround strategy. I want you to lift your head up, lift your chin up, and look that damn crisis straight in the eye. Begin the realization that it has the power that you need to harness your potential. And then you're going to start taking that power back. And then I want you to join us in March. And I want you to come and experience 5 days of people and women who are making a difference, who are driving each other to be the very best they can be, to use the gifts that God has given us to unlock everything that we have in us, so that when we die and when we're on our deathbed, God willing, it's surrounded by family. But we can confidently say to our children, to the people around us, that we lived our very best lives. What I specialize is in engagement and connection. And I've used the crisis that I've been through and stuff that I have experienced to help me better my business. I've used it to learn how to optimize, how to build on top of, how to collaborate, and how to really dig deep. And I'd just really like to welcome you to tonight, but also to really encourage you to join us in March and come and learn from all the fantastic speakers that are going to be there. I hope I didn't go too much over time. Thank you.
Kelly, if I can stretch my hand and reach you and hug you, I would do it so tightly, so tightly.
Sorry,
oh.
I tried not to cry, but geez, I can't.
Thank you for sharing that. You know, it's just, this is the power. And I know it's just the power of us sharing our vulnerable stories. And I just salute you for it. I'm just grateful for it and cannot wait for your speech. And I think your message is just so important. Oh, I felt
Thanks,
it deeply in my heart.
Thank you, everyone.
So amazing. So our next speaker is our lovely co-host, Miss Elena. So
yeah, let me wipe my tears.
I know. We all need a moment. Everybody take a moment. Kelly is so inspiring. Like, her beautiful energy is just oozing out of her, but her story is so inspiring. So thank you so much, Kelly. It was so great to hear. But Miss Elena.
Yeah.
couple of seconds to regroup, and then
it's good. No, it's good. I'm just grateful to be here, to be in this space. It just highlights what a beautiful community this is. And I'm so excited for the summit. So my story is, I grew up in Siberian part of Russia during communism time. And, you know, it was a type of environment where I have never been told you can be anything, you can do anything. In fact, the biggest dream for me was probably work in a local factory and be the secretary there. That was the limitation. I mean, I had all the mindset issues, all the limiting beliefs you can imagine. And I really found myself on the other side of that as the youngest and the only female across the largest boardroom tables. I've bought and sold over 50 companies worth up to $10 billion US. But the interesting thing that what I will share with you in the summit is through this journey. I remember there was one day, and it was particularly heavy work period. One of those crazy work phases where I was in the office at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was leaving the office at 9 p.m. at night. And I remember this moment, I was in toilet cubicles, right? My breasts were hurting. I was in physical pain. I just had a baby a few months ago, and I was full of guilt and shame, pumping breast milk every hour. Completely miserable and depressed because I haven't seen my baby for 7 days, as I miss every single bedtime routine. On the surface of it, I was a picture of success. They told story about me of what's possible back home, but I was so miserable and depressed. And I was really questioning what's the purpose of this? Why? And this was the time where I met Emily. And you know how so my background is buying and selling businesses. And the fascinating thing about this is when you open the lid to one company, you really see what's inside it, like what really makes it work. Why is it one business thrives and the other one has all the credentials for success? It has celebrity status, it has the influence at the top of it. But actually, when you open the lid, the founder is trapped within his business. The founder can't exit the company because it's worth nothing without it. Hating their clients, hating their business, really struggling because they feel trapped. And that's the power of this, because you can really open the lids to the companies. And I remember meeting Emily at the point of complete desperation. And her business was incredible. I mean, it was nothing that we ever seen before. It was incredible, super profitable. The customers loved her. They referred her all over the world. She had a really low customer acquisition cost. Every customer was staying with her for life and were raving fans. And I remember I was trying to book a meeting with her. And the secretary told me, well, it's a bit difficult because she only works from 10 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She has 4 children, and this is her working hours. And I remember being completely shocked. I was like, how is this possible to create this quality of a business, incredibly successful business with those hours? And that was my quest for this freedom creating systems really started, where I said, well, is there a way to create huge income, really generational wealth, create impact in the world, but also do it around the family and kids and all the other commitments? And that's what my passion for this freedom creating systems began. And that's what I love doing, because there's nothing more love than helping women create the impact and the life they desire, create the wealth they desire, so they never feel numb or unfulfilled. My biggest fear in life, and as Kelly kind of alluded to it, is getting to my 80th birthday and really looking back in my life. And I know I have this vision that God comes to me, or whoever you believe, it comes to me and says, right, there's 2 versions of you. Here's one that took all the chances, went all in, took the risks, and you lived the life with impact of joy and celebrations. But here's you, another version of you, playing small, being scared. And that feeling, that fear of that numbness and regret is what I absolutely want to avoid in my life. And I will do everything in my power to help other women to avoid it as well. So in my Talking Summit, I will share with you one strategy that I've learned from Emily. This is what she did. She had one strategy, one process, one asset that she did. She didn't do any other social media. She didn't do crazy time. She just used one process, one strategy. And that was one thing that will take your business, no matter where you are, to the next level. Multiple 5 figures, multiple 6 figures. For some people, with multiple 7 figures. That one strategy. That truly one strategy could be the deciding factor that will allow you to have freedom, the success, but also the impact. So this is what I will share you in my session and summit. So join, because build the business you're building, the impact you want to create, the fulfilling life you desire is yours for the taking.
Oh, let's give some hearts and some claps for Miss Elena. You are such a powerful, strong woman. Like your energy is just, you're like a lioness. Like, I love it. I love it. And way to leave us with that dopamine hang, dangling that carrot, making us wait till the summit. Okay, if you are just really excited to hear this one thing and you're going to be at the summit, give a shout out to Miss Elena. Right? So excited. So excited. Thank you so much for sharing. I love, love, love your story. Such a powerful woman. Our community, like, wow. Ladies, are we going to take over the world? Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So Ray, I'm going to hand it over to you because I know you have a super special guest for us, which I'm so excited for. So do you want to introduce her?
Thank you so much. And thank you for you ladies, both of you, Shannon and Elena. You have been amazing ladies on this journey, amazing friends, supporters. And Elena is just one of these women who is true cheerleader. She would hit my messenger every morning, like, hey, how can I help you? How can I support you? So you are definitely surrounded by amazing women, and I could not be more proud to have you both and all of you here on this journey. It has been truly special to connect with everyone on this journey. So I thank you so much, Elena. So I would like to introduce our special guest. This woman is a true cheerleader. She never brings herself forward, and this is the reason why I wanted to spotlight her today, because everything she ever does is spotlights other people, other women. She always cheerleads for other people, and I feel like people like that really need to be celebrated and spotlighted as much as we can. So I'd love to introduce Candice, also known as Sea Poetic Stew. She is a leader, international speaker, destiny transformational coach, and a beautiful poet. She was born in the United States, and she is known as Destiny Transformational Coach, who empowers and heals professional individuals who are struggling to show up fully into reaching their highest potential. More than anything, Candice has really touched many, many hearts with her public speaking, with her poetic creativity, and by touching the lives of other people who might be struggling, who might be just, needing that spotlight. So I am very excited to welcome Candice today to deliver her beautiful poem called The Beauty of a Woman. So Candice, thank you so much for being here as special guest today. Great to see you here today.
Thank you, Ramonda. It's great being here. I'm sorry, I lost my voice there. It's great being here, but most of all, I thank you. And I have to let all the women know, Ramonda, check this out, guys. Not only is she empowering, nurturing women in her business club in this Thrive Summit, but I met Ramonda under Les Brown International. She spearheaded, founded Dare to Dream International live event, and she had speakers. She taught us, she led us, and she's still going. So without Ramonda, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have grown internationally. So thank you for all you do. And I hope this poem you enjoy, because it had you in mind and all the ladies telling their speaking testimonials, the lady from Africa, Russia, Shonda, it's just value in you guys, and you do so much. So the title of this is Beauty of a Woman. And of this, you're being pulled from many directions. You a mother, you a caregiver, you a woman, not just any woman, a business woman. Okay, you wear those heels and you hit the grind. And so this poem is called Beauty of a Woman. I don't want you to forget that. All the women on the Thrive Summit, even though this is a snippet of what's to come in March, I want you to know, not only are you special, but you're beautiful. And the title of this is Beauty of a Woman. Beauty of a woman is more than outward appearance and skin deep. It is defined in her character and choice of words she speaks. Beauty of a woman shines with radiance, drawing audience to compel what's within. Love and kindness, tender mercies, it attracts many friends. She is a strong woman, overcoming obstacles without fear, yet maintaining her humbleness, showing she is sincere. Beauty of a woman speaks positive words to uplift the broken heart she sees, sometimes placing her dreams on hold while nurturing goals of those in need. The beauty of a woman has a scent that only Mother Earth can create. Her laughter, her tears, and joy, it conquers all by her faith. A beautiful woman is virtuous with an excellent spirit. The family views her as a trophy for the entire world to see. Women of Thrive Summit, Jan, Ramonda, and all these on here, a beautiful woman you are, and someday others will be. Thank you so much. Back to you, Ramonda.
Please unmute your mics and give Candace some claps, some hearts.
Yay, that was so good.
Yes.
Woo, so good.
Thank you.
You literally made me cry. It's so, so powerful and just touched so many parts in my heart of we are nurturing. We are, like trophies in our families. Sometimes we have to put our own dreams and goals on hold, but yet we continue to strive and to shine and empower others and nurture others. And that is true power of a woman, the feminine, the beautiful, kind, and showing up in so many facets that we do in this world. So thank you, Candace, for being here, for delivering this beautiful poem, touching our hearts and souls with your voice. It's been an honor to meet you on the training with Miss Celeste Brown and host a speakers event for him, and now to have other speakers from the program to be here, part of this speaker showcase. Now, we are coming halfway through of our speaker showcase event. So what I would love to do is invite all of you to actually put on your cameras, because in just a moment, we will be going out into breakout rooms. It's great to hear the speakers, but I would love for each and every one of you to connect with each other. I want you to meet some friends on this journey, because when you start to connect with other people, you make those relationships. And through our events over and over again, I have seen women form beautiful relationships that are lasting for years to come. So this is an opportunity to really go out into breakout rooms and meet other people. If you may not be feeling comfortable with it, that's okay. Just as you come in, just let the people in your room know that you might not be ready to put on your camera. There is no pressure if you just don't feel like doing it today. That's absolutely fine. We will break everyone out into breakout rooms for approximately 12 minutes. And there will be 4 of you in a room. Hopefully we'll have the right number here. I will see whether I can pop into some of the rooms to be part of it as well, because I'd love to just be part of some of the conversations and meet you all as well. Please have someone who has the shortest hair to do timekeeping in a room. So as we have 12 minutes and 4 people in a room, you have approximately 3 minutes each. And it would be amazing, 3 to 4 minutes each. And it would just be amazing if you can have one person from the room when we come back to share a highlight, to share something from your room, some kind of takeaway from the conversation. Use this time to introduce yourself, get to know each other. Maybe there is some alignment, some area of interest where you all connect. So who's ready to go out into breakout rooms?
Just a little quick thing. Remember, ladies, there are amazing speakers after the breakout rooms as well, plus that special announcement that Ray is going to give at the end to find out how you can be a featured special guest speaker, possibly in the summit. So a lot of good things still to come. So don't leave after the breakout room. Come back.
Yes, thank you so much. So we'll create 9 breakout rooms. So there will be 3 to 4 people per room. So hopefully you'll have this time to connect. I look forward to seeing you there. Before we close the breakout rooms, you will come back here. So don't worry, you'll have a little countdown, but we will time it to approximately 12 minutes to be out in the breakout rooms. So I look forward to seeing you when you are back, and enjoy connecting with each other. We'll see you soon. Okay, everyone, we are going out to your rooms. Have fun. Oh, Jan, we can't hear you. Are you probably going to go out into a room? There you are. For a second. So welcome back after your networking sessions. It's good to see so many of your faces on camera now, and hopefully all of you were brave to put your cameras on and do some networking. I would love to invite a few of you to share just some insights from, your connections made in the room and what really stood out for you. So, okay. I would love to invite someone from room 1. Who was in room 1? Deborah. Hey, Deborah. So Deborah is one of our speakers. She is relationship coach, and she was actually a speaker on our first summit of the Women Thrive, and she's a speaker again. And I just love her beautiful light and everything she brings to the world. So Deborah, share a little bit more about what was your experience in your room.
We had a great time. I love the women that were in there. The diversity of the things that we do was amazing. Rebecca, let me make sure I got my notes right, y'all. I want to make sure I get this right. Rebecca, she makes handmade jewelry. So she's a handmade artisan, and she spreads God's word through her jewelry, which I thought was really awesome. She is actually a teacher, and she just loves being creative, which has really helped her to build up her business. So I'm just so excited that I got the opportunity to meet her and her wonderful personality. And then I was also in the room with, I'm going to mess this up, Duana. Probably messed it up. But anyway, she's a Romanian, and she does abstract art, which is close to my heart because that's what my husband does, is abstract art. So she is amazing with her abstract art. And she also writes poetry and novels. And she sees color in her mind, and she actually has to put it on paper to get it out of her mind. And I was like really fascinated by that. So like I said, it was just amazing being in a room with them. And of course, me with the shortest hair, I had to make sure I took the notes. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Thank you so much, Deborah. And I look forward to seeing you on the next speaker showcase as well. And also at the summit, talking about love and relationships. Well, more about self-love, I think, because that's where it all starts.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Who would like to go from room 2? Who did we have in room 2? I see Jan. Maybe, was it Jan and Ramel in room 2, maybe?
Yeah, I'll go and have a little discussion about that if you like.
Yeah, go ahead, Jan.
So it was actually me and Ramel, and there was Trey, but I think he didn't understand how to operate his speaker thing, so he wasn't participating initially, but I got to know Ramel. Ramel is leatherworking in terms of creativity and developing, repurposing goods that have been probably left, forgotten, creative sort of stimulation of people's energy, transferring those old items and revamping them. That's one of her passions. The other passion is transformational coaching, and she wants to empower women and be able to give people a chance to break generational cycles of self-doubt, things that have held people back, self-limiting beliefs. So it's all very much empowerment based. And I thought it was interesting with herself and myself. We're actually both from London initially. She's East London, I'm South London, but I'm living in the UAE, she's still in London. But our mindsets are quite the same in our empowerment of women sort of space. So globally, I kind of work with women who want to step into their greatness and their voice and being able to articulate everything that they can be without holding themselves back. And again, her work has a lot of crossover with empowering women. So I thought that was fascinating. We're globally very different spaces, but still very much united in agendas. That was interesting.
Yay! Well, we're going to hear from Ramel next. But Jan and Ramel are also speakers at the Women Thrive Summit, and I'm very excited to have both of you here today as well. If you look around the room, say hello to each other in the chat. We also have Tanel here, who is a speaker, Carolina, who's a speaker. Who else do I see? Alexandra, Kim, who just joined us very last day as a speaker, Kim Woods. Good to see you, Kim. And Nadine Joy as well, who is also our speaker at the Women Thrive Summit. Anybody else who would like to share before we move on to our next speaker, who's Ramel? Go ahead, Kelly.
Yes, sorry, I'm busy like writing notes and connecting to all these awesome people. It's amazing. So we had a fabulous group of ladies. There were 4 of us from Senegal, from London, from the States, from South Africa. But the collective piece was all around that everybody is serving. Their whole business is based around serving others and uplifting others. From advertising to an NGO to working in the tech environment and connecting humans to humans. And just one of the things that I wanted to emphasize to everybody else on the call is that I really emphasize to these 3 that this community is so open and inclusive. There are a lot of communities out there that are not as inclusive in terms of, adding value and giving your story and I think everybody looks at speakers and thinks, oh my goodness, I'll never be able to do that. It is not so. Raymonda is like the most inclusive human being and the most powerful person in terms of getting your voice out there. So, the Women's Thrive Summit is going to be amazing. There are loads of other speakers as well, but put yourself out there and I promise you she'll make you a star.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. Appreciate you. Your energy has been just amazing and supportive. And that's the kind of people, you want to surround yourself who shine their light, shine their brilliance, not afraid to just step in here and never think of each other as a competition. There might be people who are doing same or similar things in this room, but we all here to build each other up, support each other, and we can all learn from each other. And some of the people who might be considered my competition, I actually collaborate with, I work with them, I invite them into calls to have those discussions because we can all learn from each other, right? And we all have our own unique signature blueprint of who we are, right? Your own energy that no one else can replicate. So that's why I love to embrace everyone, because when we as women come together in rooms like this, we all have different experiences, different perspectives, different stories. And each one of your story is really, really powerful. So I look forward to sharing more details of how you can be featured on our stage at the Women Thrive Summit in March. If you haven't saved your spot, I would love for you to go over to womenthrivesummit.com and reserve your spot for the upcoming summit. You can pay outright, which is only $100, or you can do a split payment now and register for this event. Now this year, more than ever, I'm so excited because this year's event is really about women rising and thriving. And I think it has been really challenging 2 years going through the pandemic and rethinking about how do we want our businesses to look like and really stepping into our power. And I've seen a lot of women go through shedding and transformation internally, spiritually, mentally in our businesses. And I feel like this year we have learned so much through the pandemic in the last few years, but we're really stepping into our power. And I think this is the time and the year for all of us to really rise. And the only way to rise is doing it together. How can we rise and actually thrive, not only in business, but in life? How can we rise and thrive as a community, as people who can come together and empower, inspire each other, and make those connections, make those lifelong friends on this journey? We might not be able to meet in person right now, but this is the next best thing we can do. Surround ourselves with powerful communities and see where are the opportunities. Who can we connect? Who can we serve? Who can we support? Who can you get to know or share your brilliance? So I'd like to invite Shannon to introduce our next speaker, who is Ramel.
I am so excited to introduce our next brilliant speaker, Miss Ramel Peters. I've known her from the Women in Business Club, and she's always such a bright, shining light, so creative. And now her new venture has me so excited, I can't even stand it. So Ramel, girl, tell us all about yourself.
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm going to introduce myself properly in a second, but I'll give you a little background as to exactly what I do. So above anything else, I am a mother to 2 absolutely delicious little boys. I am a speaker in the making, and this Women Thrive Summit is actually my first event that I'm speaking at, which I am excited and honored to be a part of, especially as I was actually an attendee last year. And attending that summit completely changed my life through the connections I made. No promo, I promise, it's just straight facts. Now I'm an entrepreneur. I opened up my first brick and mortar store as a leather specialist, really random, yes, I know. So I opened that back up in last May. Yes, I launched in May, and my mission with that business was to not only promote sustainability, because I hate seeing waste go into landfill, but I love working with leather, and I love seeing people express themselves because we just don't see it enough. So I wanted people to dig out everything that they got from their cupboards, bring it to me, and I will not only bring it to life, but I will sprinkle a bit of their magical personality all over it so they can show up and shine wherever they are going and feel like they are living their authentic self. And now I'm on a journey to becoming a transformational coach. Very different, nothing like working with leather, yes, I know. So why have I chosen to do that? There's 2 reasons. One is basically through some of the clients I've come across, when it comes to designing their customized goods, they either don't know what they want, either because they actually don't know what they love. They've been so busy being fed what they should love, what they should like, whether it's through high street fashion, whether it's what they're used to seeing their friends wear, they just follow. They've become followers, so they don't even know what they love. And if it's not that, it's because they feel like if they express themselves authentically, they will be rejected. So that is where my passion for transformational coaching comes, because I feel like everyone should be able to live their authentic truth so that they can enjoy that one life that they have on this planet to the fullest and fulfill their highest desires. So that is one of the reasons why I'm on this journey. The second reason is because personally, I went through my big transformation last year. I will give a little bit more detail of this during the summit. I'm not going to tell you all the details, but I actually went through a traumatic experience at the age of 16 where I was actually raped. And for 18 years, I allowed that to control and dictate every step of my life afterwards. So down to my friendships. It affected my romantic relationships. So I ended up being in quite unhealthy and toxic romantic relationships, which is where I hit my rock bottom, where I couldn't go any lower because it completely affected my health, my physical health, my mental health, and just my general well-being, which made me change, because I have two gorgeous bubbers and I want them to see who their real mother is. So I want to help anyone and everyone who is at that point where they have realized that someone else has been dictating, or a situation they have been through has been dictating their life, has been telling them how to live, and they are now ready to reclaim their power and they want to take back control so that they can live their best life. So I am all about that. And then I got a little bit deeper and I was like, do you know what? Why do we put up with all this stuff? Where does that come from? Where do our behaviors come from where we can accept to be treated in a particular way? So like Jan said, we had a lovely discussion about breaking generational patterns. So that is another thing that I hope to do with my clients, my future clients, is finding out where these behaviors come from, unpick it, and so you can discover who you really are. So if I ask you guys now, who are you? Could you tell me? Not what are you? So if I say who are you, I don't mean, oh, I'm a mother. Oh, I'm a stay-at-home worker. Oh, I'm an accountant. I'm a lawyer. I work in retail. No, that is what you do. Who are you? So what I want you to do now is on your computer, on your laptop, whatever device you are using, I want you to put the capital lock on and start your sentence with I am, because you're going to tell me something. You are going to tell me exactly who you are. Start your sentence with I am, and just let it all out. Don't sit there and think, oh, I don't know. You do know. Tell me, who are you? And in the meantime, I'm going to tell you who I am. So allow me to introduce myself properly. My name is Ramel Monique Peters. I am bold. I am beautiful. I love spirituality. I am strong. I am determined. I am hopeful that this world will become a better place. I am loving, I am loved, I am worthy, I am capable, I am special, I am one of a kind, and I am a queen. I am deserving of everything I desire. Music soothes my soul, art opens up my mind, I love creativity. I burn incense every time someone leaves my house to protect my energy. Yes, I do. Sorry, anyone that's been to my house. I drink peppermint tea every evening, and I love to wear denim in every season. That is who I am. If I know you personally or I don't know you personally, believe me when I tell you this, I love you. All I hold is love in my heart for you and everybody on this planet. I love you, and I love you for being here. I love you for joining us. I love you for taking a step to wanting to do better for yourself, for wanting to do better in your business. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I cannot wait to see you all at the summit in March. Make sure you book your ticket now if you haven't already. Connect with everyone, because I'm telling you now, these women are extraordinary and they will change your life. They changed my life. I kid you not. I am a testament. I can testify for them all. They changed my life. So make sure you book your spot ASAP, and we will see you there.
Oh my word.
God, you left us speechless, Roma. All right, something we gotta do. Unmute your mics.
Please.
Give it up for Ramel.
Yes. Excellent.
I see that there's lots of chat, so bear with me. If you see me looking like this, I'm reading all of your messages.
Like, I am in tears. You are so, I adore you. I love you so much. You
And
just blew the roof off the house. Girl, I feel like we are in space right now. Like, oh, so good. So good.
Can I just say something, Ramel? I just want to say, I was just like, I almost had like an out of body experience. You are born for this. Sure. You are born for this. You know how you see someone just step into this magical moment of light, and you see someone who was born to do this. You just stepped into your purpose in a big way. And I'm just watching it. You are incredible.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Amazing.
It's
amazing.
personally such an honor to see Ramel. Who you see Ramel today was not the powerhouse and the way you show up just more than a year ago. And step by step, we have watched Ramel from our members community, from our meetings. Every time she introduced herself, the more power comes forward. And when we had our speaker interview, I grilled Ramel and I said, how bad do you want this? How bad do you actually want to speak? We've known each other for a while through the membership community, through the event. Last year, you attended the Women Thrive Summit and you were there for every single session, right? So when we speak about showing up for yourself, taking charge of your life, what I have seen in Ramel is her stepping into her power, shedding and shedding and shedding anything that was holding back. And every time she would come back even more powerfully. And through her business, I've seen her commitment to everything that she does. So I am so excited that Ramel is a first-time speaker. She is on our stage this year because she claimed her spot through dedication, through showing up, through putting in the work. And that's what it really takes for us to have that transformation. You wouldn't recognize the woman that she was a year ago. And you have just blown a roof off this speaker showcase. So thank you.
I would just like to say, if there's anyone that's not on camera because you're just quite simply too shy, that was me last year. I was in the summit with camera off, like, no. So you have to make sure you attend, because these women will give you the encouragement. They will empower you to just fly, grow your wings so you can fly. And no, I always say, sorry, I'm cutting up your time, aren't I? One last thing. I just want to say to everyone is, no matter what you've been through, it is just a story. If it's not your reality now, it has now just become a story. Just remember that. Don't give it power.
Wow. Can't wait.
Sorry, take your show back.
Mic drop.
Right? Look at her going from camera off last year, not showing her face, to like taking over the speaker showcase. I love it. It's fantastic. So proud of you, Ramel. Such a love and light.
Thank you. Hand it over back to you, Shannon.
Yeah, so we do have a couple more speakers. So ladies, 3 more speakers, please hang in there with us. What you're going to hear from these wonderful women, it's so important. We would love to invite Miss Nadine Joy to the stage right now. Nadine, are you here?
Hello, yes, I am. Thank you so much. And wow, this has been such a phenomenal event so far today. Thank you, Ramona, for putting it together, and amazing stories and incredible women that are here today. I am truly honored, and wow, I'm just blown away. So I'm actually going to start off a little different. I just wanted to ask everybody just to close their eyes just for 10 seconds. And I just want you to think back when you were a little girl, and what did you dream of becoming? What did that look like for you? What was that thing that you wanted to be when you grew up? For me, I always wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to educate and be able to, lead other people in a way that maybe nobody else had. And I had this dream of becoming something. And for me, so I just want you just to think about that just for a moment. So just take 5 seconds in silence now and just think about, as a little girl, even 4 or 5 years old, what did you dream of becoming? What did that look like? And then just take a moment to think about now, where you are right here, right now, in this present moment. And I just want you to think about, are you doing anything that aligns with who you were when you were a child and what you were wanting to be? And if yes, no judgment with that, just to be aware of that. And simply understand we're all on a journey. We're all going through things. One of the things that I get asked, and Ramona is actually one of them, when her and I jumped on our first conversation, was how did you go from being a geologist in the oil industry to a motivational speaker, author, trainer, and a leadership coach? And that I would be here today. be honest with you. I never dreamed in a million years I would be in front of people speaking on a stage. You couldn't have paid me $1 million to speak. I was that shy. I was that afraid of judgment of other people, of saying the wrong thing, of not being able to really make that impact in the way that I really wanted to, in the way that my soul really, really was being called forward. And I ended up working in geology. I got my geologist degree, graduated top of my class. And I ended up working in that field for almost a decade and ended up getting sick and almost died. And it took that moment. I know a few people here have mentioned about rock bottom moments, and I've had several of them, and I'll share more about, my journey and how I went from a geologist to being, a lead coach and speaker and all these other things that I've done in the world that I never dreamed I would be able to do at the actual summit in March. But I just wanted to really, allow the people who are here to take a moment to dream again, wherever you're at, whatever age you're at. It doesn't matter what country we're in. We're all here together. We're all here to really make a difference in the world in some way, shape, or form. We all have our own purpose. We all have our reason that we're here. What is your reason? What is your, and it doesn't have to be something big. It can be something as, being a mom or being a friend or being a good daughter that phones their parents, once a week or once a day to check in on them. It can be these little things, because it's really about the little things in life that really make the biggest difference over the time, and compounded, that's what makes big change. So I want to encourage you today, what are some things that you can do today, starting here, right now, to really dream, to move your life forward and not worry about the past, not relive the past, the things that we've gone to, the traumas, the pain, the suffering, all of those things. We've all been through valleys and peaks in our life. Every single one of you who are here listening today has gone through good things, bad things. And again, I like to say there's no such thing as good and bad things in life, because for me, when I almost died, I was contracted a life-threatening toxin. And for me, that was my greatest blessing. I had somebody ask me last week when I was speaking in a conference overseas, if I could look back on my life and if I could, say one thing or what would be one thing that I would change in my life, what would that be? And I thought about that for about 5 seconds. And I thought, I wouldn't change a thing. There's not one thing in my life. And I've gone through some pretty horrific things, as each and every one of you have here also, including the death of my father 2 weeks after my first son was born, where he took his life. So there's many things, we go through. And I just want to encourage everybody here just to have compassion and to meet each other from the heart where you're at in your life, whatever that may be, and not to have judgments on other people, because there's certain things that we go through and certain things that we are going through. There's not one person right here in our world that isn't going through something right now. And I think the more we can connect, compassionately, authentically, and be able to really step into our truth of why we're here, I think that's what our world needs. Our world needs hope. We need to bring hope to one another, but not hope for tomorrow, not hope for next week or next year or 10 years from now. Hope for right here, right now. What can we do? What is actionable hope that we can bring to our world right now? What are those things? What does that look like for you? For everybody, it's different. And that's okay. It's okay to be unique, to be different, to shine your light brightly, to allow yourself to be the biggest, the best, the brightest, the most phenomenal person you can be in this world, because the world needs your light now more desperately than it ever has before in history. So I encourage you, each and every one of you beautiful women, to shine your light, and do not be afraid to shine your light too brightly for the sake of dimming other people's, because when you shine your light brightly, when you trigger other people, that is a blessing, that is not a curse. I want you to hear that very clearly. If you don't get anything else out of what I'm saying today, I want you to hear this very clearly. When you shine your light brightly and other people are intimidated or jealous or envious or whatever that is in your life, that is not a curse. That is a blessing, because it allows them to show and to see the truth of the things that they have not dealt with in their life, and to step into that, to heal, to let go, to really move past all the limitations, to shatter the glass ceiling that's above them. So I encourage you guys, each and every one of you here, to really step into all of who you are, authentically, be real, show up, shine your light, and continue to be who God created you to be, because each and every one of you are here for a purpose. If you do not shine your light brightly, you are doing disservice to our world, to the people out there who need you to show up in the way that God created you to be. So thank you so much. I encourage each and every one of you to register the March event, the strategies that I've built in my own life. And I want to share with each and every one of you on the summit in March and what each and every one of those were and are, and how to really, live your life limitless, where there's no limit. How do you shatter that glass ceiling and continue to move forward into areas where dreams exist, but the dreams that you dream are so far way down here that there's so much more out there that you can't even imagine. So thank you so much for today. And again, your light brightly. You guys are all amazing.
Oh, you're muted, Dave.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much. That was so powerful, so powerful. And I think what you've said there was really so true, that we sometimes are afraid to show up, are afraid to say something because of fear of judgment or fear of being too big or taking too much space in the room. And actually, it's, even if someone's been triggered by the message we're sharing, that is also their journey. And there's a reason for you feel compelled to share it. So it's so powerful. Your words just so powerful. Thank you so much, Nadine.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Nadine, a big hand, some hearts. That was amazing. I love the message, shine your light brightly. I think that is just key. It's amazing. All right. So we are moving on to our next amazing speaker, Miss Claudia Spar. Did I say the last name correctly? I'm hoping I did. Claudia, if you're here, step on into the spotlight, shine your light bright, just like Miss Nadine said. There she is. I knew I saw you earlier. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Super excited to hear your story.
Ibiza is in the house, and I actually just was trying to put my music on because I feel that we need to get a bit of flow, and my talk will have an experiential element to it. But right now, what I'd like you all to do is, wherever you're sitting, just take your hands and lift your beautiful buttocks. And if you're standing, you can do this by sticking your bum out, and just plunk yourself down on your chair again, and then sway your hips, bring the back of your hands together. You can make fists, and we're going to do a mudra. It's called the Fearless Heart Mudra. It's very simple, but I'm going to explain it. So you take your index fingers, you wrap them around each other. Your ring fingers, and you wrap them around each other. You leave out your ring finger, you don't do that. You wrap your pinky fingers together, and then your ring finger and your thumb meet. And you bring that in front of your heart, and you take a deep breath. That is the alchemy of the feminine and the masculine in your own body. I'm going to do it again for those who got lost. Bring the back of your hands together. I'm not a yoga teacher, by the way. I've just been doing yoga a long time. You bring your index fingers together, your middle fingers, miss out your ring finger, you bring your pinky fingers together, you bring them like that, and then if you want, you can go, rah! We are fearless, we are full of heart, and we are lifting each other as we rise. And that is taken from the incredible Angela Davis. There was this thing in the 80s when women were starting to move into corporate positions. And it was this idea of lifting as we climb, like you had to climb the ladder. But as we know, there's a glass ceiling, because like fish who are in the water, who don't even realize they're in water, we are in systems that have been controlling us for thousands of years, and they are hierarchical systems. And we have been told that we are all in competition with each other, especially the women, because for a start, we're not as good as the men, or we can't do this. And then there's this separation between women of different ethnic origin. I mean, all this BS. We know that that is BS, but it is still so much in our bodies. We have grown up with it. We've been conditioned with it. It's like being fish. We're starting to be more and more aware of it. And this is what I really want to address in my talk. I want to give us some tools. I want you to realize in your mind how to shift your mindset. I want you to feel in your body, to be firmly rooted in your feminine, your juicy, feminine, fertile, creative power. There's a reason why we have been separated for so long. And you know what it is? It's because we hold the key to life. Because this beautiful body can grow a baby. There is nothing more powerful than that. Nothing more powerful than that. So my name's Claudia, but I have an acronym and it's Holy Mama. And it's actually half Neptune, half Moon. Someone recently told me. It's basically holistic. It's taken from some, I also played around a little bit with being a, Holy Virgin, which I'm obviously not. I'm a mum of 3. And I run retreats for mums and children. So my whole raison d'etre is creating safe spaces for women and children. 4 years ago, I was handed divorce papers from a husband I'd been with for 12 years, who had been abusing me consistently, emotionally, sometimes physically, definitely financially, for a very long time. And sometimes we are so caught up in these things that we just don't want to move out of our comfort zones. And I stayed for the children. And in my talk, I am going to tell you why I left for the children. He was trying to hold back everything I did. And because I left, I could become who I was today. So I look forward to meeting you all there and just meeting you until we have the summit, which is in March. We've got another showcase, and lifting each other up as we all rise together, because it is the only way. The old paradigm is finished. That ended with COVID, by the way, if you haven't already heard that rumor. We are living in new times, and it's the best time to be a woman since the Neolithic time. The Neolithic period was pretty good too, but that's another story. So thank you all for your time, and I look forward to the summit.
Oh, it's beautiful. So thank you so much, Claudia. It's so beautiful. But you know what you've said about the womb, like this feminine womb is actually a center of creativity, isn't it? When you said it, it's like, it's so true. Like a lot of our creativity, our desires, our feelings, our intuition is actually rooted there. Oh, so beautiful. I cannot wait for your talk during the summit.
All right. Yes, that was amazing. I love what you do so much, because it's women and children, lifting them up together, like not just helping ourselves now, but teaching the next generation. So important, Claudia. I'm so excited for your talk too. So let's move on to our final speaker of the showcase, Miss Jan Dowdy. Jan, so excited to have you on. Yay. Did I say your last name correctly?
Absolutely fine. Perfect.
Yay. I was hoping. So I am so excited. I've heard your story a little bit before. Ladies, what a way to end the showcase. But remember, don't go away. After Jan, Ray is going to take the stage for some special announcement. Jan, love, take it away.
Great. Thank you so much. I'm Jan. I'm a females communications coach, and I help women say what they mean what they say without being mean. And I really target and embrace the intelligent, ambitious woman who wants to leave a legacy in the world. My journey as a communications coach started very much in silence. And I think a lot of these journeys often happen when you evolve from a place of wanting to be better. And I think this is a really interesting journey for me. Silence was a feature in my cultural background in London. You kind of don't really talk about your feelings a lot. You're seen, not heard. And I think as well, with regards to being a social minority, that whole messaging, you're less than, you don't belong, you're somebody who should appreciate your position, even if it's the crumbs, appreciate that. So all of that sort of messaging of being socially less than. As a girl going into school, I know the boys used to harass girls all the time from my earliest memories, and the girls used to just accept it. And I used to always wonder, why do you accept that? I used to never accept it. I used to fight back. So silence was a feature in my history growing up on so many levels. At home, I was valued. At home, I was the princess. My father, he made me feel so important, the first out of 4 kids. But having left that home environment and entered society, I didn't even understand that I was brown until I was told that I was brown outside in the greater world. And somehow that's a disadvantage. Growing up multiculturally, diverse, you're not pure. You kind of mixed up, messed up. The messaging that difference was somehow a disability. So all of those things, disempowering messaging, I felt the need to challenge that silence. And I think things came to a point with me in the playground, literally. I remember witnessing a racist incident at the age of 9 years old. And I was wondering, why is that person standing there, not saying anything, just accepting this torrent of abuse? They couldn't play, they were every day sort of bullied. And I said to myself, enough is enough. I'm going to stand up for that person. I went into that situation, tackled the bully, and I ended up writing a poem about it. And that poem won a competition at the local authority in London, and I was published at 9 years old. And that's when I started to realize the importance of breaking the silence and standing up for others, advocating for the ones who were deemed less than. And I think this became a trend in my life for the rest of my life. I went on to study acting for 7 years, became certified. I went into the psychological sciences at degree level, using therapy and talking as a means to empower yourself. I went on to become a trained English teacher. And a lot of my work went into empowering migrant women in British government projects and teaching Syrian children in the middle of the refugee crisis in Istanbul. So really empowering the most disadvantaged, the most silenced, the most sort of oppressed groups in the world. That became a main body of my work for many years. Having traveled the world now and lived all over the globe, literally, I've come to understand that we as a people, we as a human being, we have a lot more in common with each other than differences. And I think that's an important thing to challenge. One of the things for me was a key area of development as a mature person was my experience in a Catholic convent. I was sent to a very exclusive school, and there I had my sort of pivotal moment, the secondary pivotal moment as a grown-up, where I wanted to sit the Oxford and Cambridge exams. It was a very well-to-do school. And I remembered the teacher looking at me in a specific demographic, and she actually said, well, all the other girls were over there waiting to sit the exam. She said to me quite specifically, we do not think you are Oxbridge material. And I remember at that point in time, I was aware something very wrong was happening, but I didn't want to challenge authority. I was silent in the face of that betrayal. Betrayal as a woman, she should have empowered me as a teacher. Betrayal in terms of I should be allowed to fail on my own terms. I shouldn't be barred from access. But I was left with that incident. I never told anybody about it, actually, never told my own parents about it. But I was left thinking, what would have happened if I'd asserted myself? What would have happened if I'd been given access to a greater opportunity in life? And I carried that question mark with me for so many years. Again, the silence. And then I realized, you know what? Now that I've got my 5 kids, I've got a generation of people that I need to really empower. I cannot accept this silence. I went back to Cambridge University and got myself certified with the Cambridge Institute of Sustainable Leaders. And I am now empowering other women with my courses that I've developed. And I've been able to now develop an entire global cohort of women who now say what they mean what they say, without being mean. And I think for me, in my talk, which I hope to deliver, I want to really be able to unlock the superpowers of us as speakers. Saying what you mean, it's all about you being accurate, meaning what you say, being authentic, without being mean, being amicable. It's the AAA effect. You don't have to be hypermasculine. You don't have to depreciate others. You can be assertive, set those boundaries, and you can still be a true and loving and caring leader. And that is really my mission in life now. And I've been very privileged to have a great body of women who've benefited from my courses. And I'm Jan, and I'm here to serve you in any communications capacity.
Wow, Jan, thank you so much. Can I just say, you are so impressive and inspiring. You are just so impressive, and it's just a pleasure being in your presence. And what a story. I mean, you are just an absolute inspiration. So silence, oh my word. So I cannot wait for your talk. And I know, and just so grateful for the work that you're doing and how many women are benefiting from it.
Thank you so much.
That was amazing. I always love listening to Jan speak. She is so powerful, so strong, such an inspiration. I would love to take this time, Elena, me and you, to thank all of the speakers. If everybody could just give some hearts for the speakers. What an amazing day. And then thank you to all of the guests that showed up for yourself, to empower yourself, to inspire yourself, to, put yourself first, to take this time, this giant chunk out of your day, whether it's evening or morning, wherever you are in the world, and to be there for yourself. Such an amazing day. I feel like I'm on a high, and I'm going to write it for the rest of my day here in California. Also, the next showcase is February 25th. 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. General Mountain, 6 p.m. CET. Ladies, more amazing speakers coming to that. And of course, our March event. Elena, what do you have to say?
It's amazing. You know how we had the showcase, the last one before as well in December, and I feel like every time it's getting better and better. I feel like, we talked about this earlier, like there's the energy, like I hope you all feel this level of vibration, how we all just like lifted. It's just so powerful. I'm just so inspired. I'm also not going to be able to sleep. I cannot wait for the March and the summit. So imagine what the summit will do. I just feel like we need this space where we come together and we just share those incredible stories and lift each other up and just learn and be on a completely new level. I just am so grateful for this space.
Me too. And just in case, if you don't have it, it's womenthrivesummit.com. One last thing, that saying that, you stand on the shoulder of giants to become greater, to become more. I feel like with women empowering and inspiring and lifting each other up, we're not just standing on the women that came before us, but we're holding hands and standing on each other right now to lift us up, to be greater, to really bring that feminine energy into the world and be the best we can be. So thank every single one of you for being here. Do not leave, because I am going to hand it right on over to Miss Ray. She has some exciting information for you. Here she is. Thank you, Ramonda, for putting all of this on. Again, without you, we wouldn't be having this summit and these speaker showcases and really connecting women from all over the world to stand in their power. So, mwah.
So much love for my co-host today. Thank you, Elena. You've been amazing. Just such a powerhouse. And Shannon for always being a friend and always there and supporting. So both of you just supporting everything that we're doing. Really, really appreciate it wholeheartedly. And I mean it. Thank you. And I want to say thank you, our beautiful attendees, for being here, taking the time out of your day or your evening to be part of this event, for supporting us on this journey, for supporting and connecting with other speakers, for shining your light, because you are here on a purpose. You are here to perhaps learn something, to be inspired, to transform your own life. And maybe you have a message to share as well. Now, we'll be sharing a little bit more of how you can be part of this journey, but I'm just so grateful for all of you. This journey has started as through those challenging times of hitting COVID and having to reshape and rethink of how we're doing things. But on this journey, what I realized that Women Thrive Summit is not just a summit, it's actually such a community of amazing people, the speakers who have come before this year, and the speakers that are yet to come, the speakers that we are yet to discover. Over the last 3 years, I've created this Women Thrive platform has become a platform of its own. It has created a life of its own. It's nurtured so many attendees into becoming so much more empowered, successful, stepping into their power, like we've seen from Rommel today. And it's so heartwarming to see what together we can do. And as this year, we onboarded new speakers to be part of this event and this year's celebration of women. I feel the same energy, the same vision that I have of women empowerment and standing together. I see every single speaker sharing that vision with me. And that is really encouraging, knowing that we are here for that purpose, to support, empower, encourage one another and build each other up. So I would love to invite you to book your ticket for the for the Women Thrive Summit coming up in March. I know you're going to be having an amazing time. The event is running live, so there's no pre-recorded element to this event, which is slightly a challenge at times with different time zones, but I know we're going to be doing just great with such amazing community of ladies. You get to be part of this journey. As you join the Women Thrive Summit right now, you will be invited to be part of other activities that we're doing. And I always say it's about the journey, not the destination. And as speakers came onto this journey, I said, are you ready to really be part of this journey? Because we're going on this together. So as Women Thrive Summit has actually become a platform to showcase women's stories, to support women and help them get their stories out. Last year, we published a Women Thrive magazine. We're now on, I think, 5th volume in February of the Women Thrive magazine. In February, you will get to read some of the stories of some of our speakers, read their articles. Of course, it's a month of love. So we are going to be focusing on self-love and love in this feature, as well as March, celebrating women. It's Women's History Month, as well as International Women's Day in March. And this is the reason we have chosen to host Women Thrive Summits in March, to celebrate women globally, from wherever part of the world that you are and whatever background that you have come from. So I'm very excited that as you join the Women Thrive Summit, you also come on a journey with us and our speakers. In the coming weeks and months, you will see us as speakers and hopefully you as attendees joining us on Clubhouse Rooms. We'll be hosting different panels. Every Friday, we have been joining our forces with our ladies to discuss of how can we create transformation in this world. So that means we behind the scenes thinking about how can we discuss important subjects, important topics on this journey. How can we curate amazing panels, whether for the summit, prior to the summit, and as an attendee of this event, you may be invited to be part of our panels and discussions and be part of the conversation. Help us shape this conversation. It is so important that we are on this journey together. So it's not just we're inviting you to be an attendee, we're inviting you to have your voice. Because it's important, yes, it's fantastic to have amazing speakers here who may be some more accomplished than others, but you have a voice and it doesn't matter how much experience you have. I know you have a story. So we want to invite you on this journey to be with us. Can you join a panel with us? Can you join a clubhouse and be part of this journey? In the coming weeks, we're also launching a TV show where we will be hosting debates, talking about important conversations, about important topics that are so important for women right now. Whether it's around empowerment at home, at our jobs and business, whether it's around mindset, around money, around stepping into our authentic selves, our power, and not being afraid to actually shine our light. Because we spoke about it today. Why do we dim our light? What are we afraid of? Why are we still afraid of judgment? Why women are still being shamed, held back? Why do we still not have the same opportunities? What needs to happen for things to change? Right? So it is, as much as it is about celebration, it is also about bringing forth important subjects and conversations of why are we still held back? How can we step into our power and work together? How can we do this? So when I say you can become a speaker, I really mean it, because we have built out this platform for all of you. Not just the speakers you see on the speaker showcase, not just the speakers you see at the summit, but for all of you. You can contribute to our magazine. You can be featured on our podcast. You can be part of the debates on our TV and our panels and be part of our clubhouses and apply to be a speaker at next event. Our speaker selection may have closed for this event, but we have you in mind as part of this event, as part of this journey that we want to take you on, because it's all of us. It's not just selected few that get to share their message. It's not just selected few that have a voice. You have a voice. So I want you to go ahead and book your ticket for the Women Thrive Summit and be part of this conversation. Once you buy your ticket, we are going to be inviting you on this journey, letting you know where we are, what we're doing, what are the opportunities and places where you can share your voice. How can you be part of this conversation? But you've got to be joining. You've got to be joining our speaker showcases, our events, join a community, right? How can we unite and come together in order to make a difference? And this year, different than any other year, we're charging for tickets, because where you commit your time, your money, and your energy, you really are part of it. You're bought into the process, and this helps us build out even more powerful platform for other women. So it's not just about charging for tickets or putting a price tag on what we do. It's about coming together and actually making a difference, making an impact in this world. So by doing that, not only are you supporting our overall mission and helping us create this platform, you will also be dedicating some money to the charities that we will support. And this year we have chosen the female lead charity, who is championing women's voices globally. If you don't know about female lead charity, I definitely encourage you to follow them across social media. Their message is important. Their mission is really important. I feel truly aligned to their mission of how can we give voice to women everywhere? And that is my dedication for 2022, to build out media platform for all of us. Because a lot of the times, mainstream media don't want to know about us. Mainstream media overlooks the impact the female entrepreneurs make in this world. And I see female entrepreneurs and those who have set out to build charities, to build businesses, to become coaches and mentors for other people. They have been the most transformational, to transform other people's lives, to lift somebody else up. And we are being overlooked. It's time we step into our light, into our power, start to shine, stop dimming our light, stop questioning ourselves. Am I enough? You are enough. Every single one of us is enough. Your story is worthy. Your message is worthy. Your story is powerful and is going to transform somebody else's life. I remember the first time I started to share different stories of being an immigrant girl, of losing my voice, of not being confident enough in some areas of my life and losing my identity. I started to connect with people on such more deeper level. But the reason why I never shared it before, because I felt shame. I felt guilt. I felt fear. All of these things are natural. We all feel that at some stage. But the minute you realize that you're not alone, your challenges may not be unique and other people are also experiencing the same things, you start to actually recognize that it's okay. It's okay to own who you are. Be authentic about it. Step into your power, because the minute you let go of fear and shame, you're actually able to step into your true and authentic self. It's the fear of judgment that we're most afraid. But don't be afraid of who you are, because you are beautiful, you are strong, you are confident, you are a flower, you are here to transform lives. You're a child of God. You are a spirit, you are an energy. You are here to transform lives of others. And I invite you to be part of this journey and celebrate yourself and celebrate other women. So with that, I just want to say thank you all. And please unmute your mics and say, you know what? I am enough. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I
Woohoo!
am enough.
I am enough.
Oh,
I am enough.
Ah! I am right here, I promise.
There you
I
go.
love that. I love that.
I've been listening.
I just love you all, genuinely. You know, just seeing your smiling faces and seeing you happy and just feeling empowered and knowing that, you know, we all have gone through different challenges, but we're all here to share that experience and come together for occasions like this. But hopefully, this is just the beginning of a very exciting and long journey together, where we can build those deeper relationships and where you can choose where you spend your time and your energy and your money with, because you believe in something. You believe you can bring something, bring yourself to the table, bring something unique, bring your story, and be empowered to do so.
Leave your mark, ladies. Leave your mark.
I love it.
In a good way. Yay!
Thank you. I don't know how to end these, because I never want to let you guys go.
Just know that we truly, truly appreciate you, Ramonda. You are amazing. You have opened up this summit for all of us wonderful women. And I just have to say, for me personally, I am so honored to be a part of this summit. I am so appreciative of being able to be a part of this summit. So thank you so very much for allowing me, I'm only speaking for me, to be a part of this. I feel so honored. And this whole thing, these women who have spoken today, I am so blown away by the knowledge that these women have. I so look forward to the summit and being a part of it. So thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on.
You guys are gonna make me cry now. Anybody else who would like to share? I know, Denise, I can't hold you down, Miss Lawless.
I get. I mean, I lay in the back rooms, you know, and just listen. No, I get so inspired when I hear things other people have gone through. I may not go through your tragedies, but I feel your pain. And I felt your pain, every single one of you. I felt your pain in one way or another for you and for me. So it's like you speaking speaks to something that has touched me, or affected me somewhere in my life, even though it's not my story. You know, I can relate and it helps me heal. You know, and that's what I'm taking from Ramonda and the women in business clubs and just this group, the community, is I'm learning to know that it's okay. I don't have to have my little ego guy on my shoulder going, no, I got you. Don't let them in. Okay, no. Instead, I can open up to you all or listen to you all and heal. And it's amazing to me that is even a possibility in my life. So I thank all of you just for sharing. You're helping me heal and grow. So thank you.
Thank you, Denise. I love having you on a weekly Women in Business member calls.
I'm just like a little kid at heart, aren't I?
You're unstoppable as well.
I'm telling you, I'm a force to be reckoned with.
It's definitely a love fest at Women in Business.
Tsunami Nisi.
By the way, if you do want to join the members community, there is a Women in Business members club available. And currently during the month of January, we're doing our first month half price. So if you want to go and test it out and what it feels like to be part of the Women in Business community and join our weekly calls and take advantage of the training and resources, you can dip your toes in at just half a price during the month of January. So I'd love to welcome you all to the Women in Business Club if you would like to. I'll post a link in the comments. Anybody else who feels really called to share something from today?
I just want to back up what you just said, Ray. The Women in Business Club is unlike any other business female entrepreneur club that there is. And there's so many out there. I'm a member of multiple, but the Women in Business Club truly is a community that inspires and lifts each other up. So I highly recommend that you join, jump on the calls with us, be a part of Thrive, the summit, write the articles. What Ray is doing is so beautiful because it's a way for you to express your voice, like she said, and there's not any other thing out there that really does that for women in business. It's more of teaching platforms or exchanging platforms. This is a way for you to be seen and to shine. So come join us. It's fun.
And bring the kids.
Oh, everybody has their kids and their dogs on the call. It's standard.
It's okay.
It's awesome.
And don't unleash Denise because she'll be sending you pom-poms via post.
I do. I love my pom-poms.
That's what I was going to say. Bring the pom-poms right away.
It's the best cheerleading team you will have for yourself anywhere. Truly,
and if
truly.
you're ever feeling down and just want a happy booster, need to see somebody make a fool of themselves, you know where to find me.
Oh my goodness, I feel like a Women in Business team member is just taking over our call.
Okay, I'll shut up now.
Oh, I love it. No, you guys are amazing. Anybody else who feels called to share?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for this amazing event. I didn't know about this community before, and my friend invited me and I joined, and it's like this, these last 2 hours, I feel like was exactly what I needed. I feel like I've been an entrepreneur for a few years now, and I'm so used to just diving off cliff after cliff after cliff. It is the same thing. But I realized, like along the way, sometimes my mindset or my self-worth, or what I envision it will dip sometimes, right? And then, I have to recheck myself. And I felt that happen like literally a few days ago where I'm like, why don't I feel worthy of this next achievement? Like what happened? So, I literally had decided, I was like, okay, this weekend, I got to sit down. I was like YouTubing, like, how do I believe I'm worthy? Like, I've been doing this for so long, but sometimes you forget. And, this event was that boost that made me feel like, oh yeah, no, I'm amazing. I'm worthy. I so deserve that next achievement. You know what I mean? So I just want to say thank you so much. Such a beautiful event.
You are worthy, and sometimes we just need that reminder, I just know that we all go through these kind of dips, and just remind yourself when you surround yourself with other people, and us entrepreneurs, especially during these times when we can't really go out and network, it's very self-isolating. And just being able to be around other people who are pretty cool and and encourage you doesn't mean like anyone is better here in the room. We're just all unique, and just knowing, hey, it's okay, we are all worthy of success and that next step in your business, and overcoming those challenges. So I'm really glad that you're here, and it's gave you a bit of a fervent energy, and that you have found us and that you have been brave to share your insights from today's event. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Before I start calling out names, whoever would like to share anything. What has been your experiences, maybe what you have taken away from this event, because we will be closing out shortly, but I'm really interested to hear from other people. Hi, Colette.
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm at work, so I'm on and off of the video, but it has been an amazing experience. All of these women are just so powerful and so just dynamic. Their stories are incredible. And just the way they articulate it, and it just draws you in, and it's such a wonderful thing. So I just wanted to say, I'm honored to be sharing the stage in March with every one of you. This is like amazing, absolutely amazing. And for the attendees, if you have not signed up, you don't want to miss this opportunity. I am so serious. I had some friends on earlier, and they were texting me going, oh my God, I got to be a part of this. I've got to be there in March, because you guys are just so transparent. And that's what we need. As women, we can support one another in a way that unfortunately a man can't. They have their place, but as women, we can, as Dean said, she feels your pain. We may not have walked through the exact same things, but we can definitely relate one to another to the plight of womanhood. Okay, because hey, this is where we find ourselves, and I wouldn't trade mine for the world. But it's an amazing testament, to be honest, to Ramunda, to you, and to your leadership and your vision. I mean, that's just the honest to God truth. It's like, organizations and movements, really, they depend on pure leadership if they want to succeed. And you are succeeding on such a level because of the lives that you're touching and transforming. And I'm amazed just to be a part, and just so excited. And again, if you have not signed up for the summit, don't miss this opportunity, because you have only got a snippet of what you will get over those days. So that's it.
Thank you, Colette. So the first time we connected, it was just your light, and you have moved and shaken this room with your voice, and your message and your story is so deep and transformational from where you were in your 20s to where you are today, and a powerful leader, and entrepreneur, businesswoman, and such a powerful speaker that it's hard to find women like you who are really dedicated, to serving your purpose on this earth. And it wasn't always like that for you as well.
I'm so thankful that I did transition. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. Yeah.
So I'm excited about hearing your story on the summit. And your speaker showcase was last month.
It was last month. Yes.
Yeah. So if you missed out, I'm sorry. So you'll have to sign up and see Colette's talk next in March. We will have another speaker showcase. Details will be more announced, and how you register for that one after this weekend. You will be able to save your spot for that. If you do join the summit, you will be on the journey with us. So when we are doing panels and showcases, and maybe we're doing clubhouse rooms or anything like that, you will be notified, and we will be inviting you to participate in different things that we're doing. So I'm very excited. That is actually a journey. It's not a destination. So definitely encourage you to book your ticket now. Who else would like to share? Thank you, Colette. Appreciate it. Before we close out this room, and I appreciate you sticking around, hearing from each other. I like to invite Kimberly. We connected a little while ago, and I'm just really excited about the work that you're doing, and I know your true passion for women empowerment as well. And I'm excited to see you here. I'd love to hear from you a little bit.
Thank you. I am just really, you know, one of the things that I love is when women get together and share our stories. It is so, so, so powerful. I've built my entire platform based on just us sharing our stories, because as we keep sharing, we keep healing. As we keep sharing, the people that read our stories can collapse time. It helps them get out of their story, helps them heal. And it reminds us that we are not alone, because the one thing we always feel when we're going through the whatever is that we're alone. And that is so not the case. There are so many resources to help with any story you've gone through, including just the prison of your own mindset and belief system. So I am truly honored to be here. I'm excited about your mission and everybody here. I was so deeply touched with all the stories and the vulnerability, because when we're being vulnerable and we're being authentic, that's when our true light is shining. So it's been an honor to be here. Thank you so much for giving me a minute to say hi. It's been wonderful. So thank you so much, all of you. You're all beautiful and you're all amazing. And I look forward to connecting with all of you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
You also have a platform for women to share their stories. So just tell us briefly about that.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So it's called Unleash Your Inner Goddess. Again, it's the power of sharing your story. And I have a year-long, basically, marketing and visibility platform where we're sharing your story out with a global audience. And I am attracting some really incredible people to this platform that are around the world. I always call it super global, which is exactly what this platform is as well. Excuse me. And it's a virtual summit as well. It's books in multiple languages. You have your own unique song created from your story, which is unprecedented. A gentleman in Switzerland reached out to me because he fell in love with the sound of women's voices and the power of their story. And so we connected and collaborate, and every one of my goddesses, I call them all my goddesses, every one of my goddesses gets their own story based on their chapter. And it's truly a beautiful thing. Yes, I did see you, Shannon, you body soul goddess. I was like, oh, I gotta find you and talk to you. But it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm helping women remember that they are a goddess no matter what we've been through, because we forget all the time that we are so powerful and so brilliant when we step into who we really are meant to be. So yes, thank you again. Thank you so much. And I do have openings for my series 3 goddesses. If anybody wants to connect with me, I'd love to chat.
Thank you.
So thank you.
I have 2 more people who I see on camera who haven't spoken yet. I'd love to invite Sherry, if you would like to share what this has been your experience like for you.
Well, it's been very interesting. I've always had a very collaborative with women, uplifting women and holding everybody accountable and seeing what we can do to pitch in. So that's always been something. So this has been an amazing experience. I'm in a hotel room, so I kind of feel weird because it's like I'm not in my space. I'm in Palm Springs currently, but I'm from San Diego. And I actually don't call myself an entrepreneur. I say that after 27 years in corporate finance, I am fun employed. For the last year and 2 weeks is my now anniversary. So it has been amazing. And I look forward to more of these summits and all these fun things. I'm also a health coach. I do a million things. In my working life, I worked 80 hours a week. So now in my fun employment, I work not 80 hours a week, but 2-3 full-time jobs for myself. So it's been a very interesting journey. So creating all of this.
Yeah, I love that. I love how you say it, just fun work.
Yeah, fun employment. I'm not unemployed, I'm fun employed.
Yeah, because we spend so much time in our work, in our jobs, in our careers. Might as well make it fun.
Oh yeah.
Part of what we're
Well, there's nothing fun about corporate finance. I mean, it always end result is the same. So, and I worked for a major corporation. It was amazing. I worked the last 4 years I've been at home. And so, yeah, that was pre-pandemic, pre-everything. So I was isolated, and I just, yeah, I had to break out of it. So now I do it for small businesses that, you know, women. I also do, you know, do setups, and, you know, all the knowledge that's in my head I share and work with other small businesses to get them set up, because usually when you're creative, you're not into finance.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. Well, Stephanie, I'd love for all of you to leave your details in the chat box if anybody wants to connect. If you got a minute to put your details in the chat box, please do so now. We only have 18 people left out of, I don't know how many have 40 plus. I'm only calling people who are on camera. So if you're wanting to come forward and share something, please put on your camera. Alexandra, hello. What has been your highlights today?
How are you, ladies? It has been so incredible to just sit back and just listen to all of your stories, and there's pieces of kind of everyone's story that I've really resonated with and I've really felt. Like Denise was saying earlier, just in everyone's deliveries, I've been able to just really feel what you've gone through, and just want to honor where you're at right now, because it's just so amazing to hear these stories, hear the struggle, hear the challenges, but then see all of these incredible women in front of me, and just kind of it almost leaves you in awe of like, you went through that, and like, look at you now. And it's just so amazing to be among all of you. And I'm excited to be speaking in March with a lot of these lovely women. So I'm just really happy to be here now.
Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you. And if you want to hear more from Alexandra, you can go over to our Facebook page or our Instagram page and hear our panel yesterday with Shannon. That was a lot of fun. We had a really, really good time. So thank you, Alexandra. I'm excited about your talk, and feel free to leave your details as well for ladies to connect. We're going to wrap up just shortly. If anybody wants to speak, please let us know. Candice, thank you for being here today and sharing a beautiful poem. You will be able to find Candice's poem in our next Women Thrive magazine. If you haven't read our Women Thrive magazine, highly encourage you to go over and do so, because we have some amazing stories of women. We talk a little bit more about fashion, women empowerment, social media, about business, about mindset, about self-love and healing. So every month we feature various articles and women in there and their stories. So it's not just entrepreneurship, but also different topics that women are interested in. So if you are reading our magazine, feel free to tag us on social media, and we're always going to be resharing. And yeah, Candice, thank you so much for today's poem. That was really, really beautiful. Okay, well, ladies, I hope you have a beautiful weekend. We will follow up with details in your inbox, so do make sure you look out for an email from us. We'll put all the information in the follow-up emails, invite you in a future events. Stay connected. Do make sure you join our social networks and, you know, be part of this event. I really, really look forward to having you part of this event. And thank you, Lennox. You have been such a cheerleader for us as well.
Thank you all, and thank you, Ray. Raimonda, it was just such a beautiful space, and just supportive, inclusive, open, and hopefully everyone just feels what I'm feeling, because I'm feeling so kind of high on life after this. Thank you.
I can't wait to see you. We're doing a London Galentine's dinner, by the way. So if you are in London and you happen to be there on the 12th of February, we do have Women Galentine's dinner in London. Shannon, Elena, thank you for being amazing co-host today. Appreciate it to all of our speakers. You have been amazing. So honored to have you part of this journey, and all of you attendees. Appreciate you for being here and supporting us. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
See you soon. Bye, everyone.